So, hello. It's a really special day today because this is my Hohner St Custom. This I had new in, I don't know, sometime in the 1980s, and my dad bought it for me. I think it was my third guitar, and it was my first really decent guitar. And when I say really decent guitar, obviously compared to Gibsons and stuff like that I generally play these days, you could argue that it was relatively cheap, but I think it was possibly one of the best guitars that Hohner made at the time. It was at the top end of their range. I did also have a Hohner Les Paul, which was excellent as well. And you always got quality, and you also got quite a lot of innovation. So of course it's got the Steinberger licensed trem, and it's also got the locking nut and all that sort of stuff, and some EMG Select pickups, and it's a great thing. And I love the fact that the pickup selections are separate, so you can mix them. They're on separate dip switches. And there's also, I don't know if you can see it, but you pull up the tone pot and there's a vintage thing in there. Actually says on it vintage tone, whatever that is. So that appears to be quite a stratty tone. But the point is that this has been dead for about 20 years. The bridge collapsed, the knobs fell off it, the socket in the side, the jack socket didn't work properly. It's just a nightmare, and it's just laying in the corner in a pile, and I've moved it from house to house and it's not worked because I couldn't get parts for this, couldn't find them anywhere. And the Hohner group on Facebook, about 2 weeks ago, I thought, I wonder if I join the Hohner group on Facebook, didn't even know there was one, whether I could find someone that could supply me these. So within 2 hours of putting a post on there with a picture of this and the collapsed tremolo and everything, somebody pointed me at Headless Europe, and I got on their website, and a really helpful chap called Bernd sent me the parts I needed. Well, I ordered them obviously, but he sent me the parts I needed and the instructions, and I've completely rebuilt it tonight, and it's awesome. The vintage tone. Stable. You can lock it in at the back if you want to. So you get the benefit of bending notes. So if you know you're not going to need the trem for that song, drop that in the back. pretty good, isn't it? Back to life. And a great piece of wood as well. I mean, how good does that look? You could almost argue, and no disrespect to Hohner, but if it didn't have Hohner written on the end, that would be a lot of money back in the day. Brilliant. So thanks to Bernd for bailing me out. First time in 20 years this has been played, I reckon. And it's fabulous. Look at it. Look at the back of it. Just amazing. Cheers. Thanks for listening.